Hold the red cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. As soon as it is safe to do so, I'll be back to assist you. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the tram at all times. The studio is private property. If at any point during the tour you drop your phone or you can't make to use the restroom, then pull the cord to remain seated. No smoking of any kind during the tour, and be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and water effects. You want to have your cameras out for great photos, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and for those around you, please no use of selfie sticks while you are on board. Movie posters on either side of the tram represent just a few of the thousands of films that Universal has produced throughout the years. It's an exciting time to be here at Universal. We recently entered our second century of filmmaking, and in 1912, with this guy on your screens waving his hat, that's Mr. Carl Lumley, our founder. He founded us on the East Coast, found out the weather was better for filming out here on the West Coast, moved out here. We officially opened up to the public on March 15, 1915. The studio tour officially started in 1964. So very lovely, called Universal City, the strangest city in the world. We are technically a city. We have our own sheriff station, our own zip code, and our own fire station you'll see over here to your right. That's real, it's not a set. Lovely, really believe people would enjoy seeing movie making up close and personal behind the scenes, and he was right. A lot of people showed up back then, and here you guys are today. And as we continue down our timeline, at the tops of these movie posters, you'll notice our iconic Universal Globe logo. It's aging and evolving as the studio ages down the timeline. Our first few years of films didn't recommend that logo, but nowadays it's hard to...
Bye, the Gardaman. The bricks.
And we are headed towards our front lot right now, where TV shows and films are made inside of our sound stages. And the first sound stage you'll see is to your left. This is Soundstage 12. It's the biggest one we have on the lot. Up until recently, it was home to The Voice, but they moved over to a newer soundstage we're going to pass later on in the tour. But since then, some other cool stuff has been filmed in there, like... Now we are making our way further onto our front lot. Over to your left, you'll notice we are very close to some sound stages. A lot of cool stuff is shot inside of these. The Peacock original series Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Cassandra Freeman. They have used these stages directly to your left. CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. They shot here for years inside of 4 different sound stages. This is where Britney Spears shot her Oops, I Did It Again music video. Kelly Clarkson films her talk show inside of Soundstage 1. Grand Crew films here. The HBO Max show Hacks. And these two stages to your left used to be home to Superstore, the NBC comedy that starred America Ferrera of Ugly Betty fame.
Oh, it's hot in here, but let's have some patience for one another. Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all addict. If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punched.
So we have 36 sound stages on our lot. There is no number 13. Filmmakers can be kind of superstitious. And the part of Superstore that used to film inside of those 2 stages we just passed is the part you see on your screen. So it was the actual inside of the store. It was so big, it took up 2 sound stages. Superstore used to use the 3rd soundstage you'll see over here to your left behind all these vans and trucks, stage 14. 14 also used to be home to the Mindy Project, the Mindy Kaling show. And the stars of Bel Air actually shot you guys a message standing in front of 14.
You just got me water when you want. So what is you put egg on the cheese? You put cheese on the egg, not on the cheese. It's right. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? It's gotta be a lot. Yeah. We could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. You know, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. For sure. You're lucky for y'all. The Banks family mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable moments? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the foyer set where Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit in that cold ice bath for hours. Yeah, and that was really fun. I still can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Transmo, yes! Yo, Transmo's the best, and they have the smoothest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we'd better go talk to Transmo now and let these people get back to their tour. Yeah, that sounds good to me. As long as I get to drive.
The NBC shows Good Girls, Parenthood, and The Good Place used to film interior scenes inside of these sound stages directly to your right. Since then, the Peacock series Killing It, starring Craig Robinson, Daryl from The Office, they use those sound stages now. And here are some classic TV shows we have been responsible for throughout the years. TV runs on a fairly quick schedule. One episode takes anywhere from about a week, maybe 2 weeks tops to complete from the first read through to the final taping. Film is a completely different story. Film takes months, sometimes years to complete. We need hundreds of people to help complete them. Some of those people work to your left in our production bungalows. These bungalows used to be dressing rooms to Hollywood's top stars like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart, Tony Curtis. They're now where Hollywood's top writers, producers, and directors come to work every day. Illumination works here. They brought us all those Minions, The Secret Life of Pets Unseen. Jordan Peele's production company is here. We'll talk more about him later on in the tour. Don't miss this next bungalow on your left, bungalow 5195. You want to look down next to the door. You'll see a familiar portrait. The bungalow used to belong to Mr. Alfred Hitchcock.
Good evening. My name is Alfred Hitchcock. We all go a little mad sometimes.
And now to your left, right next to some newer offices and sound stages. These were built just a few years ago. First production in them was Hairspray Live. They were then used by Jennifer Lopez for World of Dance, then by America's Got Talent, then by the new seasons of Will and Grace, and now they're being used by two NBC comedies, American Auto and Lopez versus Lopez. That stars George Lopez. So that's been a busy area full of a lot of talent. So it's this next area we're headed to. We're leaving the front lot behind. We are officially entering our back lot. Out here on the back lot, the world is around the corner at every turn. This is where we come to film our exterior scenes on a very large scale, and right now we are entering our metro sets, our metropolitan city sets. We've got a bunch of cities back here. Well, we really just have a few streets, but we can turn these few streets into the streets of any city in the world we want them to be. The street to your right is a popular filming location called Brownstone Street. It's where Jim Carrey lived in Bruce Almighty.
Grace, the dog!
I'm in the shower.
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done. B-E-A-E.
And now we are headed back to the future. We are entering the area we call Woodhouse Square. You guys know it better as Hill Valley from the Back to the Future films, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. So if you look at the building that's to your left and you look at the building that's on your screens, it does look a little different. The four columns you see on your screens are still back there. They're behind the brick wall because that brick wall and building are not real. That's a set we call a facade. Facade is French for front, means it's just the front and the side of a building. We don't have to build the complete interior of the building if the camera's not going to go on the inside because your imagination fills in the rest for us. We have to keep changing the looks of our sets because we want to reuse them, but we don't want you recognizing them. Here's some other ways it's been seen throughout the years. And we are getting our DeLorean tram up to 8 miles an hour, leaving Hill Valley behind, not going very far, just turning a corner. But around the corner, we are across the country in New York City. I think my co-host Jimmy Fallon knows a little something about living and working in New York because that is where he films the Tonight Show. So, live from New York, here's Jimmy.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live.
This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here. It's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
A lot of cool TV shows and films have shot out here in our Metro set. Shows like NCIS, How I Met Your Mother, Comedy Central's Key and Peele, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, American Ninja Warrior, and the NBC reboot of Quantum Leap starring Raymond Lee. Also really big films like Captain America, The First Avenger, Transformers, Spider-Man, Fate of the Furious, and Hobbs and Shaw have filmed out here. So some tricks we used. The bricks and the stones you see, they're not real. Most of the bricks and stones used in our backlot sets, they're either made out of foam rubber, so they're soft and squishy bricks when you touch them, or they're made out of a fiberglass exterior. We want to be able to change the looks of our sets kind of quickly and cost effectively, like our courthouse from Back to the Future. So we're not going to build these buildings using real bricks. We just have the basic structures of the buildings, then we decorate the exteriors however we need, whenever we need. Also, if you look at the windows on these buildings, start at the bottom and go up, see if you notice anything kind of strange. If you don't have a great view, there are some on your screens. We use something called forced perspective, and with forced perspective, basically, the further away something is to the human eye, the smaller it appears. So our windows on the bottom, we make a little bit bigger. The higher up you look, we make them a little bit smaller. This tricks your eye. It makes you think the buildings are taller than they really are. Gives cameras the sensation that these buildings are as tall as New York buildings, when they're not really. They're a little over 50 feet tall. And we call it New York, but it doesn't have to be New York. It could be any city we dress it up to be. So for Hairspray Live, it was Baltimore, and for the Blues Brothers, it was Chicago.
When the Pinto fell and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago, not a good idea.
When people ask me of all of the movies I've ever done, what was the most satisfying and the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive and train with the best stunt people in the world, and then got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's Guest because just didn't walk into anybody's house.
During the shooting of the movie, John was missing, we couldn't find him.
Danny went off looking for him and he saw a light on in his one house and knocked on the door.
I said, sir, we're doing a movie down here, we're looking for one of our actors. Oh, John, yeah, he's on my couch. He came in, he had a snack a couple hours ago, he's sleeping. He was America's Guest. I mean, literally that happened.
Belushi and Aykroyd were some good comedians. Here are a few other Universal favorites.
Answer the phone. I was gone a second. I came back in. He let himself out of the playpen. He put on Scarface, and he glued his hands to the rum bottle. Okay?
And did I field his name? Why? Because. Oh, he's centerfield.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg. Shut up. What? Mark Wahlberg? Me? Who else looks like Mark Wahlberg? Your girl?
Mark Wahlberg's like 150 pounds. I'm 250 lean. I look like Mark Wahlberg ate Mark Wahlberg.
Got a little bit of kick to it.
That's an attention getter.
I'm gonna go down to the
Welcome to Abercrombie & Fitch. Can we take your order?
Abercrombie, Fitch.
We're a great team. Thanks.
I don't know why everybody trying to lose weight in the first place. Talking about lose weight, get healthy, get in shape. Everybody looking all anorexic talking about that's healthy. I know what healthy is.
Excuse me, missus, I've lost a shoe. Like, this one, it's like this one's fellow. It's sort of the exact opposite, in fact, of that. Not an evil version, but just, you know.
No, babe. What you gonna do?
All right, let's go. I knew it. See if you can guess what I am now. I'm a zit. Get it?
So Metros cheeses are pretty cool. There's a really good reason for that. Steven Spielberg helped us design them. But Spielberg's not the only Oscar award-winning director Universal has collaborated with throughout the years. Another one is Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times.
Here we go.
So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Yes, so we gotta make sure you've got your glasses. Also make sure you've got a good hold on all of your belongings. Remain seated at all times. Please no use of flash and enjoy the ride.
Are we ready? Get ready. 4, 3, 2.
dinosaur smell. And the driver check is good on the way there. The side. That epic battle was projected onto one of the world's largest 3D digital screens, standing 40 feet tall, 180 feet long. It was produced by Jackson, the filmmakers over at Red FX. The filmmakers at Red have won 7 Academy Awards, so lots of title films you might have heard of, including King Kong, Avatar, and the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies. Here's a behind-the-scenes glance at how they made that ride.
With a Project Red Studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. You're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that they're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this wide, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from.
This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience is incredible.
So you can take off your 3D glasses, but don't lose them. Hold on to them. You need them later on in the tour for Fast and Furious Supercharged. And speaking of Fast and Furious, in all of those films, all of those cars are what we call picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle that's been shown on screen, and our tram is actually one. Coming up on your left, you guys get to see some other pretty cool picture cars. Kids will love the cars from the Flintstones and Harry Potter. Jurassic World, you will definitely recognize the gyrosphere. The sphere part looks like it's missing, but it was never really there. In the film, it was CGI, computer-generated imagery. Some of those cars we just saw do still have engines in them and are still drivable. Some of them are taking the engines out. Can't drive those anymore. Why would we do that to ourselves? Sometimes we just want the shell of the car. That way it's very light. We can throw it up in the air, flip it around, and manipulate it like we do in our Fast and Furious films, but also like we do in our Jurassic Park films.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Why, thank you. The picture cars and props and set pieces on either side of the tram were used in Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park films. Fans of the Lost World Jurassic Park might recognize the Mobile Lab unit that's to your left. It's the same one that dangled over a cliff in the film. We do keep some dinosaurs back here. Keep your eyes peeled. They're in their cages. Oh no, that cage is empty. Oh, so is that one. Uh-oh, they might have gotten out. So the Mobile Lab unit we passed back there, I said it dangled over a cliff in the film The Lost World, but the cliff wasn't really a cliff. It was actually a parking garage on our front lot. We drove by it just a few minutes ago. Here is a look at that scene.
Don't move!
closet right there. That's a good look. That's the side of a parking garage, just camouflage with some set decorations, some baked greens from our greens department. And Steven Spielberg directed that scene. He directed the first 2 Jurassic Park films and was executive producer on the rest of them. That Hitchcock bungalow we passed early in the tour, that was actually offered to Spielberg as an office, but he did not want to take it.
Lou said he could move into that office. I said, no, I can never be in Hitchcock's office. That should be a shrine. A museum.
Very exciting. Just to know that he was there and walk by and know he was in that office.
Hitchcock has influenced every director.
I saw Hitchcock once walking around the commissary.
Hitchcock had his bungalow on the lot. I used to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I loved working with him. I highly respect him. He really understood fear and terror.
The Birds, that was a really scary movie.
Birds? Oh, man. That had me looking at crows like for the next 10 years.
Psycho, of course. Vertigo. It's one of the all-time great masterpieces. Hitchcock's master.
We've been talking about Hitchcock in the tour. If you're not really listening to the screenshot that you see, you'll notice that the lighting style is rain. Weather plays an important role in setting the right mood for a scene, but when we need to create the weather, it is an interesting challenge. So we're in the part of our map out right now called Old Mexico. It is a beautiful sunny day outside, but we have some iron thunder. Oh, it's raining. You can see that rain's not real. It's kind of only happening on the left side of the tram. That rain is the result of an overhead sprinkler system. It's just shooting the water up in the air, then it falls down to the earth in a natural looking way just using gravity. On the screen, this looks real. It's exactly how we create rain for TV and film. However, this is a really old part of our lot. We're actually not supposed to let this effect go on for too long because weird stuff's happened back here before. So guys, can you cut the rain effects if you're back in your brain? Are you guys back? Oh, I don't think they're back. Everybody hold on. We had a flash flood. That one wasn't real either though. That's recycled water being released from tanks at the top of the hill. Here's what that looked like, a big fat fire.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
The Mexico's also been seen in Nacho Libre, Jack Black, Three Amigos with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase, and Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. But we are crossing the border now onto the streets of the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot here.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Oh, you can count on it, Fallon. Now get it.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio also work back here on Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So our tour is now about the halfway mark. I'm required to remind everybody to stay seated. Remember, if you need assistance, pull the red emergency cord. I'll be back there to help you out. And as we pull out of the Old West, you guys will see some trees, some water, and some sound stages. There'll be a gap in the trees if you don't have a great view from here. But those sound stages are newer sound stages, and that is where The Voice now films. And here is Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, what's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kelly Clarkson from The Voice, and we shoot our show right here in Stage 31. One of the newest stages on the lot, actually. These state-of-the-art sound stages allow us to bring our show to life, from the blinds to the lives and everything in between.
I absolutely adore you.
You can do well with Chance the Rapper.
Oh my God! Having 2 new coaches is a game changer for all of us.
dirty tricks. I'm damn proud of you, son. Thank you, Dutch.
The cruise premieres Monday and Tuesday on NBC.
So the water that was in front of those sound stages, that was the Black Lagoon from the creature from the Black Lagoon. And that's very appropriate because straight ahead of you guys is an area we call Little Europe. Little Europe is where a lot of the original monster movie films shot their exterior scenes, like the original Frankenstein, the original Dracula. Universal basically invented the monster movie genre back in the late 20s, early 30s when America was going through the Great Depression. But modern day audiences recognize Little Europe as The Good Place, the NBC comedy that starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
So that's what Little Europe looked like, bright, shiny, new, and in color for The Good Place. But here's what it looked like in black and white for the original Frankenstein films.
What is it now? He's in the woods. Get out the woods. Raise all the men you can. Lock them in the hidden oars and wait for me. Are you ready? Go! Your torches and go!
Why don't you shut it?
1930s All Quiet on the Western Front. That was Universal's very first Best Picture Oscar winner. They also filmed in Little Europe. It was the streets of Germany for that film. But our monster movie films are really the things that put Universal on the map. And here's a little bit more on that from some big filmmakers from throughout the years.
When we think of Universal, we think of monsters. Dracula,
Frankenstein,
Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein,
The Mummy, The Hunchback of Notre Dame,
The Invisible Man,
Phantom of the Opera.
classic films are just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, flathead, bald, it's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film.
And I was just mesmerized by these movies.
Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
And here's some of the other monsters we've helped bring to life throughout the years. continue our monster movie tradition with our annual Halloween Horror Nights event we do in October. So we're all facing a different direction right now, but over to the left of car 1, behind these Star Wagon trailers, we'll see a pretty normal looking house. That was the set for Hallmark Channel's Home and Family. They were a talk show. They filmed over there many years up until summer of 2021 when they finally ended, but that house is a set that we call a practical set. It means it's a real house on the inside. So you can film on the inside if you want. The other type of set we use in Hollywood is something called a facade, the Back to the Future courthouse, where it's not really a real building. We'll pass by another one that looks way more obvious as a facade a little bit later in the tour. But all these little behind the scenes things really help bring TV and film to life. Anybody is filming, it's what we call a hot set. We are getting the green light to go into our own hot set right now. This is Soundstage 50. They've been shooting a film in here, but every time they go on break, they give us the green light to go in so you can see what the inside of a soundstage looks like. Make sure you remain seated as we check this out. We're not allowed to stay in here very long. The Fox Show Bone shot this in here.
That's with the FBI? Yeah, here about the new remains. That's him. Right over there.
This is a rare soundstage because it's 2 stories. There's a street scene built above us with a tanker up there. Apparently it was important to the director. Sometimes you get tremors. Uh-oh, look at the back streets, it's falling in. Okay. Alright, I think it's over. Let's get out of here before the water main breaks. The thing breaks. All of that really was used in the Fox Show then. So here's what it looks like when it's on. That's another That's exactly what we just did there, except we were in there a little under 2 minutes. It would have taken them a lot longer than that to rehearse the scene, shoot the scene, do the whole post-production process on the scene. That's the editing, the adding of sound effects. There's so much stuff that goes into just a few moments of TV and film. So we're back on our back streets of 6 Points, our western sets. It's called 6 Points because we have 6 streets. Back in the silent film era when sound did not matter, a different film could be shot on a street at the exact same time. Alright, I think we've earned ourselves a vacation. Let's go somewhere cool, calm, and peaceful, a place where nothing bad ever happens that Billboard looked pretty nice. Let's go there. Ebony Island. What a great idea. Nothing bad ever happened there. Okay, now I'm lying. That's where that really mean shark from Jaws was, but we got nothing to worry about. We caught him. He's hanging up right over there. And my buddy George is out there in the water by the boat doing his sweep, making sure everything's Did we not catch the right shark? Hey, George, get out of the water, get into the boat. George! Oh, you guys, this is my buddy George. Oh, he had a lot of guts being out there. Oh, I see them gross. Okay, everybody remain seated. We gotta go somewhere safer, further down the pier. Let's hide behind the gas tanks. Be safe behind the gas tanks. All right, keep your eyes open for any movement out there. George, hi George. We're in OK Friend. Hey guys, that shark's really old. You all knew he was going to pop up like that, but when he does pop up, he still manages to scare a lot of people, at least a little bit, right? The shark still does his job pretty well. A shark that did not do its job very well was Bruce, the mechanical shark from the set of Jaws. On the very first day of filming Jaws, Bruce sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Why? Well, Spielberg's team had tested the shark, but they had tested it in fresh water, and they should have tested it in salt water. The salt in the ocean messed everything up. So Bruce sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The crew started calling Jaws flaws, and production was pushed back 100 days behind schedule. Here's Mr. Spielberg.
That's a much annoying shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio rings. They were always saying, the shark is not working. The shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited. The shark had well enough for a while there in the reason that so I really owe the shark a lot.
If you're wondering why the shark's name is Bruce, Spielberg named him that after his attorney. You might recognize the cute town surrounding our Jaws Lake that was home for 12 seasons to Angela Lansbury on Murder, She Wrote. It's the town of Cabot Cove. Murder, She Wrote also used this house to your right. The backyard of the house was her backyard in the show. We call this house our Chicken Ranch. It's been used in a ton of different TV and film. You see the facade behind it, the yellow house, just how fake it is as you go around the back of it. But why talk about one little house and facade? We could talk about an entire neighborhood, especially one of the most famous neighborhoods in the entire world. Everybody, welcome to Wisteria Lane, home to ABC's Desperate Housewives, and some other people I'll tell you about. If you miss a picture, don't worry, we're going out the same way we came in.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighborhood.
What the heck? Let's do that.
The street at Universal. It's called Colonial Street. It's been around a lot longer than the Desperate Housewives have been used by a lot of other productions throughout the years. I'll tell you some of them. We'll talk about the houses to your right. First house coming up on your right, that's where former President Ronald Reagan lived in the 1950s film Bedtime for Bonzo, back when Reagan was still an actor. There's a tree growing through the living room, so not a lot of interior shots used of that house. The yellow house was home to the Hardy Boys in the 70s, and Mindy Kaling's Netflix show Never Have I Ever. They use it a lot. The purple house is the original 1313 Mockingbird Lane, home to the Munsters from the 1960s. It's been altered a little bit because it was too recognizable. And then the beige house after that, that's where Jimmy Stewart lived with a 6-foot-tall rabbit named Harvey in the film Harvey. And here's some other productions that have used this street. When we passed by the bungalows, I told you guys Illumination works there. They brought us all the Minions, The Secret Life of Pets, and Sing, and they have a new movie out in theaters now that most of you have probably already seen.
Core elements in Nintendo's game franchises lend themselves to become a really fun movie for audiences who have never even seen a game. The way we've approached this film is to make the film for fans. We've made a commitment to a film that really honors this incredible game. It's a great, fun experience at the cinema.
Now we're turning onto our own little street. We'll see a few more picture cars. You see Bumblebee from Transformers and a lot of cars from the Fast and Furious films. Looks like somebody's got a pretty cool car collection, but I don't think it's the guy next door, because the guy next door is a psycho. Next door is Norman Bates' star of Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller Psycho. This is the Bates Motel. At the top of the hill, you see the Psycho house. Ooh, that's Norman. What's he doing? And here we go. Bye, Norman. Super rude. Pulling out his gun and I'm waving. We're going. The Bates Motel and Psycho House are two examples of two of the oldest, most classic sets.
The airplane crash set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When you first began to sit down to talk about the war, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep noticing me. Listen, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Stay them closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
So we're now about 10 minutes minutes away from the end of the tour. Just a reminder, pull the emergency cord if you need assistance, otherwise remain seated. So Universal's been honored to work throughout the years with such generation-defining directors as Spielberg and Hitchcock, and we're thrilled to add another name to the list, Academy Award-winning writer-director Jordan Peele. His latest film was Nope, and we're going to the sets for Nope right now, and here is Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the homes, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, the nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the Winking Well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie, Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I do. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a European hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of the moon.
We're going to take their advice and get out, but now we're getting a message. What's going on?
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is homing in on this vehicle to take.
Okay, so he wants us to hide out here. I hear a party going on next door. Sounds fun. You don't need to put on your 3D glasses yet, but Freddy, let's just be prepared. We're being seated and we'll await further instruction.
My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you from Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
Ooh, we got an invite to next door. This is fun. So you still don't need to put on your 3D glasses. For now, we can just enjoy the party from our seats.
Ladies, let's just back up a little bit. Got it. Ladies, let's just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for? We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Yeah. Ugly suit on, man.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate.
Strong trace test. Hot scan open, remember. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to go.
Okay, you heard him, we're in trouble. We've been traced by Shaw. Is you can put on your 3D glasses now. They're gonna head out incognito in this parking garage.
This is our turn. Okay, guys, it's showtime. Way to go, Letty. Don't run it up the missile shot. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Woman, don't shoot. Head for the bridge. Under construction. Everybody hold on. Everybody, you protect the witness and you can resume Sorry, no, we got through it. Y'all handle this down. Appreciate it. They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to turn off anytime.
So that Mr. Action Sequence we just experienced is a great example of modern day filmmaking, and for over 100 years, Universal Studios has been doing real audiences around the globe and making them long for progress on the edge of their cities. And we are nearing the end of our tour. Thank you for taking the world famous studio tour. To get the most out of your visit here with us today, you guys can download the official Universal Studios Hollywood app for up to a minute wait time and showtimes at work info. The park closes tonight at 10. When you get off the tram in a moment, you'll see the bins where you throw your 3D glasses. Make sure you don't throw your real glasses in there. People do that all the time by mistake. And I hope you all have a really great rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA.
Yeah!